One day. "You haven't been able to get back into Fritz's house?" Ma asked. We all sat together later that night in Da's study, me, my parents, and Simon. The servants had been sent home for the night, but even so, the study door was locked and the radio was on in the background in case anyone outside stopped to listen in. It was playing a speech by Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi propaganda minister. "No," I said wearily. I had gotten up before dawn, been to school, worked through 2 air raids, gone on SRD patrol, and come home after dark. I was beat. "He's been put on some special team by SS Obersturmfuhrer Trumbauer. They're up to something. I just don't know what." I told them all about Fritz's absences and his reference to the science team. "I agree it's not a science team," Da said. "Definitely suspicious." "They're obviously up to no good," Simon said. "London will be very interested to hear all about it, I'm sure, and whatever it is, something to keep investigating after I'm gone." "After you're gone?" I said. The plan had always been to get Simon out of Berlin, back to England, but the way he'd said it, like he already knew he was leaving, and soon, I looked back and forth between him and my mother. "It's all set, Michael," Ma said. "He leaves tomorrow night." Tomorrow night? My heart leaped into my throat. For as hard as I'd worked to steal jet fighter plans and send them back to England with Simon, I realized suddenly I really didn't want him to go. "But Projekt 1065, the jet fighter plans, were not finished," I said lamely, looking for any excuse I could to keep him here. Yes, I had painstakingly memorized and redrawn 11 pages of schematics with Simon over the last couple of weeks, but there was still 1 page left to memorize. 1 page that had no pictures but was full of math. And math was to engineers what violence was to the Nazis. It was their lifeblood, what made everything possible. We needed that last page. Simon smiled regretfully. "I suppose if you can't set eyes on it by tomorrow night, we'll have to do without, and hope the rest is enough for the RAF's engineers to understand. But I've just got to get home, Michael." I saw at once how selfish I was being. How much Simon hated being cooped up in that little closet all day, never getting outside, never seeing the sun, away from his friends and family, away from Mary, constantly in danger of being discovered and killed, or worse. Simon was leaving tomorrow night, whether I liked it or not. "And none too soon," Ma said. "We've got something else to worry about." "A coded message we intercepted," Da said, "about an assassination the Nazis are planning." "What? When? Against whom?" Simon asked. "We don't know," said Ma. "We just only saw a reference to it. I've asked the wife of the Gestapo chief out to lunch tomorrow, hoping to pick up something from her. She likes to talk when she's had a few glasses of wine. And I'm meeting for an interview tomorrow with a reporter I know from the Völkischer Beobachter, the Nazi newspaper," Da said. "Sometimes I'm able to exchange information with him, off the record, of course. But the long and short of it, Michael, is that we need Simon to move on so we can move on," Ma said. "We've got to get back to the mission, find out whatever we can about this assassination, and try to warn London before it happens." I nodded. I had 1 day to get inside Fritz's house and see the last page of Projekt 1065. 1 day before Simon was gone from Berlin for good.